As the plane approached the airport, she refused to stow the table in its upright position. And after she was handcuffed, police said she kicked an officer in the chest and spat on 2 others.
What a sweetheart.
Isn't that nice? She's facing a list of charges.
It's 8:15. The Blazers were in Sacramento hoping to snap their losing skid. It's Jay Allen.
The Trailblazers got off to a quick start, taking a 25-10 lead in the first quarter. And then Portland turned up the defense against the Kings.
A look for Johnson, who all of a sudden is an offensive shot blocked by Alders. That's about time. He's got it. Portland been looking for block shots in this game. We kick to Matthews for 3. Right down after the block shot.
Mike Barrett and Mike Rice on Comcast Sportsnet. LaMarcus finished with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 blocks as the Blazers pounded the Kings 103-86. Rookie Damian Lillard led Portland with 22 points and 9 assists.
LaMarcus is our guy. He's our all-star, and teams have a hard time defending him, and we've been doing not as good a job as we should be doing of getting him the ball on the block and making things easier for him, and I think we did a little better job tonight.
The Blazers now get 2 days off before hosting the Rockets Friday night at the Garden. On the scoreboard, the Spurs edged the Lakers 84-82 on Danny Green's 3-ball with 9 seconds to go. Carmelo Anthony scored 25 points as the Knicks beat the Magic 99-89. New York is 5-0 for the first time in 19 years. College hoops last night, the Huskies were upset by the Albany Great Danes 63-62 in Seattle. Number 13 UCLA had to go to overtime to beat UC Irvine 80-79. And in the top 25, 9th-ranked Duke knocked off number 3 Kentucky 75-68. With sports at 15 and 45, I'm Jay Allen on FM News 101 KXL.
Gresham Subaru brings it to you. It's the big Subaru on East Powell and Gresham. Find them online, too, at greshamsubaru.com.
It's 8:17. Traffic on the 7s, a service of Airborne Hot Soothing Mix with 14 vitamins, minerals, and herbs. Airborne Real Immune Support. Traffic from Chris McGinnis.
And Steve, still pretty heavy inbound on I-5. That's southbound I-5 from SR 500 down to the Interstate Bridge, and then continuing kind of heavy down to the Fremont Bridge. That earlier crash scene at Rosa Parks that was impacting both north and southbound directions has been cleared. That cleared about a half an hour ago, so we're better, but still heavy coming in from Vancouver. So give yourself about 15 extra minutes to get to the Fremont Bridge from SR 500 southbound I-5. Northbound appears to be much better flowing now up to the Interstate Bridge from the Fremont Bridge. Also, I mentioned this previously in the last report, southbound 205 out of Salmon Creek, some police activity there with a potential stolen van. Also looking at some of the DOT cams, we've got some pretty heavy fog in Washington as well on the approach to SR 500. So plan accordingly, give yourself some extra time and slow down out there in those patches of dense fog. Back into Portland we go. On the west side of town, traffic still kind of heavy coming inbound on the Sunset. Down the hill at Sylvan, we've got the fog settling in there. You're going to need about a dozen minutes or so. 217 to the Vista Ridge Tunnel. And 217 northbound, a little heavy coming up off of I-5. Give yourself about 18 minutes or so from I-5 to the Sunset on northbound 217. With traffic on the 7th, I'm Chris McGinnis for KXL.
With the weather right now, Nick Allard.
Good morning, everybody. We have some clouds out there this morning, some fog, and even a few pockets with some showers, and I expect the showers to wrap up, and we'll go for mostly cloudy skies and temperatures today in the mid-50s at least, not even maybe mid to upper 50s. Tomorrow we have some fog and cool weather to start, then we'll go for some afternoon, partly sunny skies, temperatures there in the upper 50s. Day after that also dry until Friday evening, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday not dry at all. Opposite, even heavy rain at times. I'm KGW News Channel 8 meteorologist Nick Allard for FM News 101.
It's worrying us that Nick laughs when he talks about the upcoming rain.
He's going to get it.
48 in Portland right now. The most weather updates on FM News 101.
Coming up on 8:19. You know, the chronically unemployed, the mentally ill, those are 2 high-risk groups for suicide. And in part 2 of our series, we learned there is help for those who reach out.
Leslie Storm describes the classic caller to Lines for Life, the person who truly believes they are a burden to everyone.
Depression, loneliness. Loneliness is really very huge, and it's usually, we call it unbearable loneliness. I mean, we all go through periods of loneliness, but this is a loneliness that really seeps into your soul, and you can't shake. A feeling of overwhelming hopelessness. You know, things are not going to get better no matter what I do. People that have been exposed to suicide are at higher risk. So if you have a family member or a best friend or someone you love that's killed themselves, some of that taboo has been removed for you. And you can see that as a coping mechanism. as well as if you've attempted in the past, you're at higher risk. Certainly somebody who's abusing alcohol, drugs, self-medicating, they are at higher risk. So these are all symptoms, and of course now that the economy, people losing their jobs, people losing their health insurance. So it's sort of a perfect storm for people to be struggling, and that's why we're here. And especially if you feel alone and nobody cares, not seeing a way out of this morass that you might be in. You know, this is the way it's going to be. It's going to be this way forever. It's never going to get better. Therefore, I'm out of here.
Caitlin Jones attempted suicide a decade ago. It was what she knew, because both her brother and her uncle ended their lives that way. With time and the necessary help, her life took a dramatic turn for the better.
But everything did change. And that isolation that I felt, it wasn't true. That there were all of these resources out there.